Hi Marie, I thought I'd take an old video of your swing and compare it against Annika Sorenstam. I turned her so she's left-handed, so you can take a look and compare your swing to hers. First, I'm just going to show you your swing here 3 times in normal speed, and I just want you to look at your lower body and watch the movement of this. And notice when you take the club back how you kind of sway on the way back and then go forward and kind of dip down. Let's watch it again. Watch your head in the circle. Now watch Annika, how she's turning. She's kind of staying in those 2 lines that I drew, and we'll show you this in slow motion in a minute. But at least you can see 3 swings here and see the difference. Let's take a look at one more. Okay, let's take a look and compare them. First, I wanted to show you your hand position. If you take a look at your hand position, you can see how far forward your hands are compared to Annika's. Another thing is I want you to look at your shoulders and look how your left shoulder is dipped down, where hers is more square, and she doesn't have that dip in her shoulders. And again, I think this is caused by the fact that you got the ball far forward and you kind of lean back a little bit. Also, look at the ball position. There's a pretty good sized difference here between the 2. Okay, now I put a circle in your hand and I want to show you the takeaway. This isn't too bad. This is a pretty good takeaway. No problems here. In fact, when I stop Annika and I look at you, not bad. Not bad at all. Her arm's starting to bend. If you look at her arm, it's starting to bend. And I'm talking about this as you start up right here. Let's just watch her and you. You both have a good wrist cock. Nothing really bad here, except her head moved just a little bit. But now watch your body go across that line. You see it? And look at your hands, how low they are, because you didn't get wide with your swing. Look at her hands. You see how high they are because she's got a big extension. So her hands are way up above her head, where yours are below your head. In fact, it's because you're so flat, and I'll show you another swing. Your hands need to get up there higher, and I'll show you how you can do that, what's causing that in a minute. And also notice the gap here. She stays right there. As she turns her hips, you slide your hips, so you can see the slide where you get outside that line, where she's still inside the line right there, if you can see it. Okay, now when you start down, watch her arm. You see that arm there? Because she's dropping down. She's not starting the swing from the top. You've already started to uncock your wrists, where she's just letting everything fall. And she's got a wrist cock, and she's holding on to that wrist cock. So if you look at that, you can see the bottom of her arm and see the cocking of the wrist there, where you look at your arm. There's a big difference here. So if you take a look at that, you can see on your left arm, look at her left arm and your left arm. Because you've already tried to start the hit and you're sliding forward. Now you're still, your wrists are already uncocked almost, and you're starting to hit the ball from the top, where she's holding on. And look at that arm there, close to the body. Look at yours, way outside of the body. And that's a big lack of power here. By the time you get to there, her power is all stored up, and that arm is right next to the body, where yours is outside the body. But now here's the big flaw for you. Watch Annika roll the wrist through impact. As she gets to the ball, her left arm is going to roll over the top, and she's going to roll the wrist. Watch this hand. See how the hand is starting to turn over? Watch it again. Now it's turning. You can see the back of that hand. Watch your hand, and you'll see there's a big difference here. I'm going to put a circle around Annika, and now watch your hand. You see there's no rolling of the wrist, and that is a big drain of power. So this is costing you lots of distance. Where if you look at her hands, she's rolled the wrist. She's taken that left hand and rolled it over the right hand. Now you can really see the difference right there. Where if you look at yours, you can see you haven't rolled the wrist. So this is really hurting you for distance. I mean, you're losing probably 30 yards by not rolling that hand over. And this means that you can't get the ball to turn over and go out there with any distance. It also won't run when it hits. So this is something that you can work on that's real easy by just taking practice swings and rolling the wrists. And you'll see this, you'll see what I'm talking about when I show you another picture from the down the line angle, because this is a front on view. But if you look here, you can see a big difference. You can see what you're doing here, where you haven't completed the hit. You haven't rolled the wrists. And you've also you've moved way forward. Look at your head, how your head is way forward compared to her head. So if I go a couple more frames, and again, look at the wrist, how she's rolled them. You haven't rolled yours at all, and you've moved really far forward, where she's staying behind the ball. Just go back a couple more. Now watch the high finish. She's got a high finish. She's rolled the wrist, and you've kind of just ended your swing. You've just kind of cut off your swing. So I just wanted to show you this so you could see the difference, and hopefully this will help. From this view, and I'll show you another one in a second here on another video going down the target line. So I hope this helps.